Hey guys, welcome back to another DJ Pep video. So before we start, you have to open up something. Unfortunately, this video is only a desktop version if you want to have all the audio. Now you have to press this video on pause in a second. Listen, there is a URL here in my screen. You have to go to mixcloud.com/dj-pep to have the full audio of this video. Why? Because unfortunately YouTube doesn't want copyright protected videos on air. So I had some problems with this video and I've put quite some effort in that video, so I really want to air it. So how does it work? You press at a certain point, you press this video on pause, you go to the mixcloud, then you open up the track that you see there. And the URL is also here below in the description. You have that track ready. And there will be a countdown from 10 to 1 and then you'll hear a certain beep. And at that beep, after the 1, you press play on the mixcloud. So you just let this video run, it counts off 10 to 1, and then when you hear that beep, you press play at mixcloud. My voice will be on the YouTube video, so you can also watch this on your mobile, but the only thing is that you won't hear the sound, the tracks that I'm using as an example. And when those tracks start, then mixcloud takes it over. So there will be no voice in the mixcloud track, but there will be voice in my YouTube video, and the tracks will be from mixcloud. So pause this track, for instance now, go to the mixcloud environment, have that track ready, then the countdown will start and you press play. Okay, everything clear? Let's start the video and let's start the countdown. Hey guys, welcome back to another DJ Pep video. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for subscribing, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel to stay informed about all things about DJing. Now let me be clear, I'm an amateur DJ, I'm not a professional. I sometimes do gigs and I think I know my way around certain programs. I work personally with Traktor, but I'm also really interested in Serato or a record box. I'm still examining what works for me. I'm working with Traktor, and I like to help you guys explain things that I bump into and where I really struggled with. I've noticed that a lot of people have watched my transition video, and I've also noticed myself that that video wasn't that good at all because it kind of jumped around, and I didn't really explain how things work with beats, bars and verses and chorus and hooks and stuff like that. So this is a part 2 of my previous video. I've got a link here to the video which was before, which I showed you before. And today I'm going to continue on that video and try to explain a little bit better how things work. Now, first of all, let's get into it. First of all, you know that songs have beats, okay? You've got like 96 BPM, beats per minute, or 120 beats per minute, and every song has these beats. If you have a 4-beat structure, that means that if you count 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, then we're talking about a bar. Now, I'm really into urban and hip-hop and kind of soul and funky music, and all these songs kind of have a 4-beat structure, and you have 4 beats for an intro, and you often have 16 beats for a verse, which is where they are singing or rapping, and most of them have an 8-bar hook. We call that the hook. Now this is important for transitions. Why? If you want to blend in a song from one song to another song, you can blend it in. So that means that you start with the song. When the hook starts, you also start your intro on your other deck. Now then you let those songs go together if you are in the right BPM, obviously, and then those songs blend in. Now it's important to know that if you have an intro of 4 bars and you have a hook of 8 bars, that you have to know that if that song if that hook hasn't finished yet, the other song starts with the verse. So this is why you have to be really listening to, okay, has this song got 4 bars or 8 bars? And this is something that you can do in your headphones. You can cue the things up. Now, I know it's way easier to use some explaining with some samples. So let me start off with a really nice way to blend in songs. I've got actually 2 songs of Zayn, and these 2 songs of Zayn kind of sound the same, and they really blend in great because they're obviously from the same artist. I haven't queued them up both, so let me have a look. So we've got Hey Mr. DJ and we've got Groove Thing. Now, as you can see, they both have kind of the same tempo. The Groove Thing is 102 and Hey Mr. DJ is 101.2. Now I can easily jog that or pitch that with hand, or I could put it in the right tempo. But these 2 songs really sound alike. They actually, if I'm right, are kind of in the same key as well. So the Hey Mr. DJ song sounds like this. The hook. The hook starts at my cue point 4. I've already queued that up. So that's a fade in marker that I've put there. And we're going to count that, okay? And this is an 8-bar structure because it's typical. The hook will be 8 bars. Let's count that together. So 2 times 4, so that's the 8 bar. Now I've got Groove Thing on the other side. And let's have a look if that intro has enough bars to completely blend in with the hook. That should mean that I need 8 bars for that intro. Otherwise I have to start it in after 4 bars in the hook. Let's have a look. So those are 8 bars for an intro. So we can easily blend that in. And that would sound pretty nice, I guess, because the tempo is the same and the groove and the vibe is kind of the same. So let's do that, okay? So now I've helped the viewers and myself and everybody with the flag. The hot cue number 4 will be the part where I start in a Groove Thing. But obviously you also can listen, so I'm going to wind it up a little bit more back, and then we're going to listen as well, and then we feel by listening when that hook starts. Now you hear that's a really nice blend. And you can do that with several songs, obviously, and these go really well because the intro of the Groove Thing has no vocals. If you have vocals in that intro, then this could clash a little bit. Now this is easy to blend. Why? Because both the songs are really soul, even the same artist, so you don't even recognize actually if you really have to listen carefully to recognize that those are two songs. A lot of songs are kind of the same from the same artists, so that's nice to do. I always blend, for instance, Madonna. That's always nice to blend. That doesn't mean that you can't blend different songs. I've got another example, because another question that's often the case is, can you blend different genres? Yes, definitely, but you have to still listen carefully to beats and phrases. For instance, I like to, that's a standard in my mix, is to blend in Dire Straits with Prince, which kind of sounds strange because Dire Straits obviously is kind of a rock kind of song, but I want to jump from rock to more soul or funky urban kind of songs, and then Prince is a really nice bridge. But I also like to surprise my audience as well by mixing genres, and they go from the one to the other genre without that it sounds crazy. So what I often do is I mix Prince Bad Dance together with Money for Nothing. Now that sounds strange, but I hope I can show you that that doesn't sound strange. So if we take Money for Nothing, everybody knows this typical intro. The crowd really likes it, like, wow, whoa, I'm surprised, this sounds great. But you don't want to listen the whole song maybe, because it's not really that party song, and I often start it in the start of my evening when we're starting to dance, like first steps or really get into dancing. Then I like to throw in this song, but I also like to jump to Bad Dance. Now I'm still talking about blending, because the other way is dropping it on the one, which I park from here, and I'm going to show you about dropping it on a one. So I'm going to mix this genre. I'm going to do Money for Nothing with Bad Dance. Bad Dance, not a lot of people know this song, but I like it a lot because not a lot of people don't know it, or they think like, hey, I recognize that song. So this is Bad Dance. Now that's the only thing about this song, is that he kind of, you know, screams, because it's a part maybe from the movie Batman, doesn't matter, but he screams, and that could be a little bit disturbing, but still it goes together with Money for Nothing. So let me show you how you can blend these songs. So that was, I was still counting. I could have let Money for Nothing continue, then the verse would start, and then still the beat of Bad Dance would be on the background. But I just only like to play that intro of Money for Nothing because that's the thing everybody likes, and it takes quite it's quite long. So enough to just feel that and to make a transition. So you can see these two blend in as well. Now I'm going to talk about the dropping on the one. So again, we have the intro, most of the times 4 or 8 bars. Then we have the verse where they rap or they sing. This is most of the time 16 bars. And you don't want to mix in that part because then everything is starting to clash. Now we also have the hook. And the hook is the 8 bars. This is the hook that everybody knows, everybody wants to jump to and dance to and everything. You don't want to, you can blend in there, but you're not gonna cut that halfway. You could do that, but you'd rather not. So if that hook ends after 8 bars, then a new 1 starts for the verse, for the 16-bar verse. And that 1, that's what we're talking about when we're dropping it on a 1. That 1 is when you can start your new song. Now I'm going to stay with the bed dance song. And what you're going to notice is, now I'm going to just drop it on the 1. And the nice part is that I'm going to change genre. I'm going to push it of salt and pepper, which is also a different BPM, a little bit less. I'm going from 135 to 127, and you'll hear that because the song Salt and Pepper really lends it for that. I'm just going to throw it in because we have a really nice natural ending of the bed dance song. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and I'm going to let you hear how that could be when you drop it on the 1. Let's go. Dropping it on the 1. And you hear that feels pretty okay. It's no problem. The tempo is a bit off. Most of the time, if you're really in that flow of 135, then I could push it on 135 BPM, so we can stay in that BPM. But my bridge is after that is going to Sheila E. I see in my list, so that's the second transition, and I stay in that BPMs. So yeah, dropping it on a 1 is easy after that hook. And you could stay in the tempo, you could do that. Now there is one more way. And that's if you don't really have a long intro or outro. By the way, you can find songs with longer intro and outros in record pools, for instance. You could also use a loop. Let me show you, I have it in the list here as well, of Bobby Bird, if I'm right. Yes. We've got Bobby Bird, which is I really like to mix up samples and originals, but I guess let me use a original song of Bobby Bird, which is like this.
Rolling, I know you got soul. 1, 2, 3, hit it.
And what if you want to mix that in, which could really sound nice? Now what you can do is, if you can see my screen, I've got a loop programmed on my hot cue number 5. And I'm going to use that loop to blend in the Rob bass It Takes Two. So Now, thing that you have to bear in mind is this Bobby Bird song is really old school, really old. Those drums are really played by hand. These weren't by computers or whatever. So that BPM you felt that was kind of swinging, going back and forth. It's different when you have an electronic song or program which is really exactly the BPM as the computer tells you or as you can hear. So you always have to juggle or nudge a little bit to keep it in tempo. And I don't have my speakers really loud, so I can't hear it now, and I don't have my headphones on. But you know what I mean. So you can use that loop, and that's also a really nice way to do your transition. Okay, so this was my part 2 about transition. So we discussed a few things. First of all, that you have an intro of 4 or 8 bars. You use that intro to mix in your song. You have a verse of most of the time 16 bars. You don't want to mix in a verse. That's not nice. You've got a hook or a chorus, which is 8 bars. This is the part where you can blend in songs, or after the hook, on the one after those 8 bars, you can drop in your new song, which starts with an intro, or maybe even start with the verse. And if you don't have intros or outros which you can use, you could use a loop, and you use the loop for transitions. Okay, so I hope I helped you a little bit further with doing transitions. I hope you liked this video. Please give a thumbs up if you do. Please leave your comments in the section below if you want a specific topic to be discussed. And I would love if you subscribe to my channel to stay informed about future videos that I make. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.